Yo, what's up guys? Luke Callahan, the Disc Golf Kid here. Today I'm joined with Brodie Smith and Paul McBeth, and we're gonna do a quick little interview. We just finished up round 2 of the Battle for Bedford. Paul took it down in open division. What did you shoot second round?
7 down, second round.
7 down. What was it rated, do you know?
No, 1050 something.
That's crazy. Brodie, never mind.
Yeah, it was not good.
First catch though, first officially a pro.
I guess so, yeah.
That is true. You can't play junior now.
No.
Okay, first question is, what was like your athletic journey to where you are now?
You want to go?
Yeah, sure. I mean, I started playing baseball when I was like real young. Maybe I was still in diapers, I think, when I started swinging on a tee, and baseball was my life. I played up until I was 21. Discovered disc golf about 14. So that's when I discovered it, and I played disc golf for fun. It was something that I stayed competitive with because I didn't play baseball actually between 14 to 18, but I picked it back up when I got to 18. So disc golf was those 4 years, and just got so into it that I actually stopped playing baseball because of disc golf at 21, and now I'm full-time disc golf.
The best in the world.
Yeah.
All right.
Jeez Louise. I played everything growing up, bounced around pretty much. Wasn't until probably college that I actually picked like one sport and stuck with it, and that was ultimate frisbee. I did that pretty much all the way until I couldn't do it anymore, and then I did golf for about a year, and I was like, what am I doing? So I went back to throwing frisbees, and now I kind of doing disc golf, which is a combination of frisbee and golf.
Okay, question number 2 is, if you could go back in time and tell your younger self one thing, what would it be? Like 10-year-old self.
Oh, probably be like to do a lot of quad exercises, because then my knees would be better. I don't think I would have had 3 knee surgeries. Yeah, got to get those quad exercises. No one does quad exercises, man. Everyone does like the big muscles in the back. Quad exercises, very important for stability.
You heard it here first.
Yeah, everyone does the show muscles.
Yeah, exactly.
Mine is definitely fitness too. Starting at a younger age, staying in shape. It's easier to stay in shape once you get into shape. So. And
it's also by being easier, it's easier to like learn good habits.
Yep.
So once you have good eating habits, good workout habits, you can continue going versus like turning 25 and being like, I'm out of shape. How do I get in shape?
Yeah, because then you feel like everything's a diet instead of your lifestyle is completely healthier.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this question was more directed towards Brodie because I didn't know we were gonna have Paul.
Okay.
But you can still answer it if you want. Okay. What was one thing you learned when you first started that helped your game the most?
One thing I learned when I first started. Golly. It's the problem is I'm still learning, so it's not like it's that long ago. It'd probably just be like anything else. Like it's gonna take tons and tons of time. I think you have to be able to replicate something over and over and over again in practice for you to have the confidence to try it in tournament play. And then once it actually counts, once you can replicate that over and over, now you can kind of always look back and say, hey, I've thrown this shot before when it's mattered. So I think too many people, maybe when they start playing or when they start disc golf, they just play.
Yeah.
They don't actually do any like field work or putting practice. They just think they're going to get better by playing, and it's really the stuff you do off the course that's going to make you better when you get on the course.
Yeah, the only thing I would add to that is don't just take the easy distance. I know throwing forehand or overhand, people feel like, oh, I can throw that the furthest, I'm just going to keep doing that. Learn your backhand, work on it, like you said, drill it rather than just go out and play, because once you have a form, it doesn't really go away. All you can really do is tweak it, and it's just minor stuff. You'll see a lot of players out here still throw like they do when they were kids, so that's really important because it doesn't really you can't wipe it away. It's with you.
Okay, the next question is, if you could change one thing about disc golf, what would it be and why?
Oh.
I think you got to listen to Foundation Disc Golf.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I made this question before.
I was gonna say you can listen to the podcast.
I made this question like Thursday.
I'd say, I mean, just from this tournament, I would say the easiest thing is just the ratings. I think any pro event to do away with the ratings. I think the ratings work for amateurs so they can have an idea of where they stand, but also what division they should play in. I think that's what ratings were really created for, is figuring out what division you should play in. I just think too many people worry about their ratings versus actually worrying about where they're finishing in a tournament. So I would say, you know, celebrate people playing well and not say, oh, but they shot below the rating. That's what I would say.
Yeah, I just think we need to keep going where we're going. I like, you know, having more professional events, being able to play more professional settings, and as long as the media coverage keeps continuing to grow, you know, a lot more people will know what disc golf is, a lot more people will want to play disc golf. So I think we're trending in the right direction in that, but I would just change it now if I could.
I noticed too the look out here was a lot more professional than previous tournaments.
Collared shirt,
Yeah,
everything.
collared shirts. Nice,
I had it tucked in for the round, but
Yeah,
I
same
untucked
here.
it.
I untucked.
But yeah, I think that's key. I mean, I think a lot of people look past that of you got to think about what an outside sports fan is going to do looking at our sport.
Yeah.
And I think the more professional we can take it, the more professional we can look, the more likely they're going to be interested in it.
Okay, this is another one for Brodie, so I'm going to change it up for you. Do you think you'll ever be a world champion?
You know, that's a tough question because I feel like it's tough to say because my ceiling right now is not there. So I would say the hardest part in sports is in increasing your ceiling. Everyone has a ceiling at some point, and the people that continue to push it, you know, look at the guy to your left over here. You know, some would say that he hit his ceiling a couple years ago, right, with all the accolades, tournaments that he's won, but he's continued to figure out ways of getting better and better and increasing his ceiling. So right now, I think my main focus is to finish a tournament. I've had 2 tournaments in a row that I've had good first rounds and then completely fell off the second round. So now it's just learning to get more consistent to where I can kind of, even when I'm not throwing well, still score well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so for you, do you think you'll ever get to double digits between Masters and everything?
Oh, between Masters and all that, I think it would be pretty easy to do that. Well, once you get to an age-protected division, you're kind of just, it's whoever's in the best shape at that point.
Okay, then how many do you think?
I would like to get to double digits. This year, kind of, I don't have a chance, it sounds like, so I'll have a little year.
Caveat, a little asterisk next to your name.
Yeah, so, I mean, I got all my 30s to get 5 more to get to double digits, so I think it's possible.
Okay, oh, I forgot the question already. This one's another one for Brodie. What did you struggle with most transitioning from Ultimate?
Probably, I mean, I still struggle with it. It's the nose up. The Ultimate, the angle that you release a disc on is completely different than in disc golf. You never throw a disc flat in Ultimate unless you're throwing like maybe a 10-foot pass. And it's a lot more risks. I mean, me and Paul were just talking about this the other day. Unfortunately, I tried to do it on one of the holes out here and it backfired. But like even the forehand's a much more baseball, football, like moving everything, where in Ultimate it's very like just pop.
Right.
So I would say like I've been throwing frisbees for 10 plus years, so I have all that in my head. So I still, unfortunately, every throw have to keep going through stuff of like, don't throw it like that, throw it nose down, throw it with this angle, and it's just gonna take reps to where that becomes the norm versus the Ultimate frisbee throws.
Yeah. All right. So for both of you, what part of your game would you say needs the most work? It's gonna be harder for you because.
I mean, I think every part needs work. I mean, I always think every part needs work, but what needs it the most? It's hard to say. Because to be honest, each winter I like to go in and pick one point that I feel like I need to work on the most. And in my mind, like, that's the weakest part of my game. So right now I'd probably go into this off season, like, I need to work on my forehand.
Yeah.
You know, to where last season when I switched to this, I was like, I need to learn all these just for backhand.
Yeah.
Because that's my most dominant or most predominant shot, you know, in disc golf and all the courses we play. So I would probably pick forehand, but I think putting's always important too. So I always got to work on that. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, for me it'd just be consistency. There's not really a shot that I look at that I say I can't do. It's more, can I do it, 7 out of 10 times. Right now it's probably like in the 4 range. So it's trying to get more, hitting the lines, hitting the shots that I'm trying to do more consistent.
Okay, this is also a fan question. The last 2 have been fan questions. I forgot to say that, but this is as well. What aspect of your childhood contributed the most to your competitive drive for both of you? Because you're both very competitive.
A part of me feels like you're almost kind of like it's the same type of thing of like, why are some people more drawn to being artists or being, you know, athletic and competitive, or maybe they really like chemistry? Like, why are people drawn that way? I think obviously there's probably some things to do with your upbringing, but I just grew up around sports. You know, my mom was a tennis pro, like teaching pro. I had tons of, I had 3 brothers basically growing up that were just all in the house, always pushing each other. So I don't know. I mean, to me, it's like, I think we always look for ways to like push ourselves in life. And for me, like the part that I like the most is in sports. I like trying to push myself the most in sports. And even like, I mean, this tournament's a great example. Like I'm pretty disappointed with my performance today. And I think some people could probably laugh it off and be like, oh, it's whatever. But to me, it's like I'm going to relive a lot of stuff going back and trying to figure out what do I need to do differently to perform better next time.
Yeah.
Mine's honestly the opposite of what Brodie said. I think the thing that's similar is the aspect of like, I played bad, I want to go back and do it better. But I was like moved around a lot, and we were pretty poor. So baseball was like the thing that was the same in life. It was the thing that was always the same. You know, I'd always go to the same field. I knew I was going to go out there and perform and play well. And it was like kind of like what's the term, like golden child. Like you're the one that my family expected to do well in sports. So that was like my only opportunity. Like neither of my parents finished high school. Neither of them really like worked a job besides, you know, my mom still works at CVS, like just being like she'll be like, oh,
cashier.
Cashier, that's it. And my dad lays floors. So, you know, that's not something that I really look forward to doing in my life, but sports was something that I knew I had the athletic ability to play sports, and that was kind of my outlet and something that I could do that would help my family in that aspect. So I think that's what really gave me that drive, is it was something that I could look forward to and kind of be good at, and hopefully, you know, do something with it rather than just kind of hoping that I finish high school and going from there. But now at the end of the day, we have the same drive, and man, I suck today. I don't want to do that again.
Yeah.
So but yeah, it's completely different backgrounds, but we still have the same motivations.
All right, that was the last question.
Okay.
If you're new, make sure to subscribe, leave a like, use my URL code instead of Nick's, and we'll see you in the next video. Peace out.
See ya.
Thank you guys.
Sweet. Heck yeah.